All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live from Port Royal Speedway for the DIRTKARS UMP Modified Series. Just a couple seconds left to go in practice here. Hunter Wellman and that 64 car setting down a blistering pace. Everybody's chasing him. You got to be careful with that wall. You tear up that front tire, you're going to be toast. I did hear Colton Sapansky talking after running 43 laps. His right rear tire was down to 37%. Going to have to be careful with that tonight. Track's going to be worked in the way it is. No watering it tonight, so we're going to let this thing buck, and we're going to let her eat, as the boys would say. All right, heat race number 1 on deck. All right, on the front row, we got Colton Sapansky, Devin Smith front row. Row number 2, Scott Merrick in that 310. Logan Tackett in the outside in that number 6. David Sanford, shotgun on the field. All right, Ray. We got the money down on the 64 car for Ray Andrews. Any other takers?
Either Hunter or Scott. That's my pick.
All right, the 77 is going to be on point. Devin Smith on the outside. And we are going to go green coming out of turn number 4. 10 laps is the heat race. So we're going to see how these guys do. We do have a nice wide track here tonight. The high side so far has been predominantly the fastest lap around, but we'll see what happens with these boys tonight. All right, coming out of turn number 4, Sapansky and Smith. Green flag in the air. That was a late green flag by the flag man. Sapansky, Merrick jump out to an early lead. Here comes that number 6 car of Logan Tackett. New wrap for him tonight. Star Wars themed. Oh, he's going to push up the track, get up into the wall. Devin Smith hard charging down low. Colton Sapansky's letting her eat up high. Back down to the bottom in turns 1 and 2. Colton trying to stretch that lead out over that 310 of Scott Merrick. We got a 3-way battle for third between Smith, Sanford, and Tackett. Sanford down low, Devin Smith running in the middle, Logan Tackett was up high. Sanford's going to take over that third spot. We'll see if he's got anything for our leaders. Fastest lap, last lap was the leader, Colton Sapansky, at a 19:06. Stanford got a good run on the 30 car. He's going to charge to take over second place. He's going to hold on to it at the line. He's letting that 30 car eat. The 310 gets up into the wall. Saw the sparks flying off the right rear. Looked like the 30 got into the inside wall. He's going to lose second place now to Merrick again. Up front, Colton Sapansky still holding on to that lead. Tightest battle on the track right now is for second between Merrick and Sanford. Merrick with the advantage in turns 1 and 2. Oh, clips the wall. That 30 car's clipping the inside wall. He's got to be careful with that. He's going to bust the left front tire off. He's going to send it uptown now in turns 1 and 2. Lost a lot of momentum in that last lap. Two laps to go for that 77 car of Colton Sapansky. 1 second, folks. Colton Sapansky's going to hold on for the win. Scott Merrick's going to hold on to second. Sanford for third. All cars do receive points for the heat race, so whatever position you finish in is important to help you with that chase. We'll go over the point standings in our intermission between our heats and our A main. All right, heat race number 2, front row. Justin Wall bringing that 27 machine with Hunter Wellman on the outside. Row number 2, we got Tab Hebert and Michael Steele. Row number 3, Sean Patrick in that number 26 machine.
By the way, Justin, Ruff looks amazing on track. Thank you.
Justin Wall bringing a new ride tonight, done by Misfit Creations. If you're looking for a ride, go check them out.
I dig it, Justin.
So the 666, the 64 were all done by Misfit Creations. The 5 and the 26 are done by Michael Steele Graphics and Designs. And I do believe that number 1 machine of Tab Hebert is done by CZ Graphics, Colton Sapansky. So we got plenty of guys that can hook you up with a ride if you're needing one. Alright, it looks like the lights are off on the pace car. We're going to go green next time by Wellman and Walbring bringing us to the line. Pace car is going to dip off. Half a lap to go before we go green flag racing. Alright, waiting for that green flag to drop. You can see the torque when these guys will smash that wow pedal. Justin Walbring down low. Hunter Wellman on that high side. Going to be side by side as they come out of turn number 2. Justin Walbring sticking right there with the right rear quarter panel of that 64 machine. Almost 3 wide as they exit turn number 2. Michael Steele now looking for a gap. Oh, Justin's going to slap that wall with the back end of that car. Michael Steele looking to take over the lead. Not quite going to do it this time by, but he is securely in second. Walbring slides back to 4th after losing some momentum and slapping the wall. Justin trying to regain his speed on this one. Side by side, Hunter Wellman, Michael Steele. Michael's going to send it down into the corner. Wellman's going to have that momentum. Michael's going to shut the door. He's going to cross over at the line. Michael Steele has first place. Oh, contact. Wellman's going to get up into the wall. Hard lick by the 64. Busted right front tire. Tried to do a crossover move. Wasn't quite clear. A little bit of contact between him and the 5 sends him up into the wall. Michael Steele now trying to hold on to first from Tab Abear. Did you hear that, Ray? He's blaming you. You put money on him. Michael Steele, Tab Abear, still 6 laps to go in this one. Justin Walbring working his way back up to third in that 666 machine. Misfit Creations sponsored by that one. Cush 21, Festicab. Justin wheeling the heck out of that thing. Hunter Wellman in the pits with busted suspension. Sean Patrick in fourth, trying to wheel in that 666. Up front, Abear, Steele. Duking it out for that top spot. Michael Steele stretching it out now. You can see how big the gap is as they go down the back straightaway. Coming out of turn number 4, Michael Steele hammer down. That 5 car is pretty strong tonight. White flag is in the air for Michael Steele. White flag tonight brought to you by the One to Go Show podcast on YouTube and Facebook. Go check it out. They talk about everything with soda racing, a little bit of NASCAR. Every once in a while they'll throw in some football stuff, but mainly they cover WISSOTA, Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, Iowa, Wisconsin, everything in the Midwest. The WISSOTA sanctioning body. Sometimes they cover some IMCA stuff because we do have some tracks up here. Michael Steele brings home the win. Tab Abear in second. Justin Walbring in third. All right, we have a brief warm-up session here. Let's look at our point standings.
Michael, I'm sorry if I gave you the information that deep. I wanted to turn in the target line.
Okay, so right now Scott Merrick on the point. 21 points ahead of Michael Steele. Hunter Wellman up to third, 27 points out. Tab Abear is up 2 spots last week. Move up to fourth. He's 30 points out. Daniel Northcutt in 32 points out. 5 points in 5th place, but he has been removed from the series after last week's action, so he is no longer in. Ben Morrow dropped 4 positions last week. He's going to drop some more this week, getting last place points. Colton Sapansky up 2 spots last week after the win. David Sanford holding strong in 8th. Sean Patrick down to 9th in the 26 machine. Devin Smith rounding out our top 10. All right, we have a couple minutes left here. So if you've got time to run to the bathroom, come on down and check out the Chicken Shack. Say hi to Randy. All right, we're getting ready to go green flag racing for our feature. All right, looks like we're getting ready to go green flag racing, folks. Let's bring up our grid. On the front row, our heat race winners, Colton Sapansky and Michael Steele. Row number 2, that 310 of Scott Merrick on the inside, Tab Abear on the outside. Row number 3, David Sanford on the inside, Justin Walbring on the outside after having that good heat race finish. Devin Smith starting in 7th. Alongside him will be Sean Patrick. Hunter Wellman starting dead last on the field tonight with Logan Tackett on the inside. Hunter's going to have his work cut out for him. Ray saying hi to Randy. Appreciate it, buddy. Thanks for playing along. I'll go get to see Randy this weekend and order me some chicken. Alright, we're going to go green coming out of turn number 4. UMP Modified Series getting underway live from Port Royal Speedway. The 30 car of David Sanford choose to get end along his line. Start from the back. Alright, we're waiting on that flagman to throw the green flag for the first one. Green flag is in the air. See those cars launch. Going down into turn number 1. Oh, a little bit of bump. A little bit of grind. Side by side for second. We got that 310 of American Michael Steele in that number 5 car. Michael Steele way up on high. Tab Abear following him around. Devin Smith down low. Side by side as we go through turn 1. Sapansky, Merrick, Steele, Tab Abear right on the back bumper of Michael Steele as we go down into turn number 3. Michael's going to push up just a little bit. Abear holding it right next to the wall. Not going to do him any good. Up 3 spots already is that 64 car of Hunter Wellman. Put that thing on send. Looking to make a move underneath Tab Abear as we head down the front straightaway. Too close to call as he launches it up into turn number 1. He's going to clear that number 1 car as we exit into turn number 2. Tab Abear looking to do a crossover move as we go down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Hunter Wellman back down low. Crossover again on the 1. Hunter bringing his A game tonight, folks. He was the fastest car in practice. Bad luck in the feature, or in the heat race, put him way in the back on this one. Up front, Colton Sapansky still holding on to that lead. Merrick in second. Michael Steele in third. Tab Abear in fourth, way up the track. Fastest lap so far tonight is by that Scott Merrick in second place at 19:55. Hunter Wellman has secured that 4th spot. He is up 5 spots from where he started. Oh, looks like we're going to have a challenge for the lead. Merrick's got a nose down underneath him as they're going to enter turn number 4. Sorry, turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, side by side. Right against that wall for the 310. Dangerous move for him. Unable to clear the 77 machine though. Crossover move by Stepanski. Ooh, the 310 hard into the outside wall. These modifieds can't handle too many moves like that. Merrick putting it all out there, sending that thing all the way around on that high side. Stepanski falling back to 2nd, but we're only 11 laps into this A main. Uh-oh, Hunter Wellman having some problems. He has crashed, but no caution on the track. Hunter has fallen all the way. He is in the pits. Well, these guys have settled down on front. Let's see if we can't see what happened to Hunter Wellman here. Oh, Scott Merrick broke his front end. Caution is going to be out for that 310 machine. Oh, he hit that inside wall a ton. Busted his left front tire right off. Couldn't jump to the pits fast enough. Unfortunate event for the 310 of Merrick and the 64 of Wellman. Both out early in this one. So up front, we're going to restart now with Colton Stepanski. Michael Steele's going to be in 2nd, has opted for the low line. Tab Abear is going to restart on the high side. Everybody else will line up where iRacing tells them to, and we're going to go green flag racing on the leader now. Alright, we're going to get the green flag coming out of turn number 4. First caution of the night, unfortunately. 2 of our big hitters out early. Stepanski getting ready. He's on that loud pedal right now. Michael Steele, Tab Abear side by side for 2nd as we send it off down into turn number 1. And look who is in 4th. That number 30 of David Sanford, who opted to start end of longest line in our feature tonight, has worked his way up to 4th place, battling with Michael Steele, looking to get a podium. Sean Patrick of that 26 machine up 3 spots. He's up into 5th. Ooh, David's going to send it down in low. Michael Steele in the middle. We're going to be 3 wide as they exit turn number 2 for 2nd place. Great bit of driving. Here comes Tab Abear on that high side, getting a run on Stepanski. 5 car Michael Steele pushes a little bit. Sean Patrick catching up to this group, now looking to make a move to the inside of the 30 car. Tab Abear takes over the lead as we exit turn number 2 on lap 16. Oh, Sean Patrick sends it in hard, gets up into the wall. Keeps it going straight. Michael Steele now looking to make a move on that 77 machine for second. David Sanford might be looking at that high line. Michael Steele sticking to the bottom where he feels most comfortable. 30 car's going to get a run on the outside. Michael's going to have him at the line, but not by much. Maybe half a fender. Exiting turn number 2, 30 is going to take the position away, going down the back straightaway. Tab Abear holding on to that top spot right now from Serpansky. Michael Steele now climbing the corner. Oh, get a little bit of loose. He's going to fall back. Up front for the lead, getting tight. That number 30 car of David Sanford looking strong here tonight. He's had some pretty fast race cars, but hasn't had the best finishes. He's always seemed to get, unfortunately, tangled up into somebody else's mess. He's looking pretty solid tonight. Started in the back one to keep his nose clean. Has worked his way up all the way to third, challenging Colton Sapansky for second. Michael Steele getting a good run down the back straightaway. Coming out of... Oh, Sean Patrick is up and around. See what happens here. Oh, he rolls over the nose of the number 1 car. Gets looped around. Oh, he's got a broken left front tire. He'll be taking that one to the pits. Alright, they're getting their lineup figured out. Getting ready to go green, I do believe, next time by. Sean Patrick was in the pits, came back out. Tackett still in the pits, unfortunately, for the number 1 machine. Alright, these guys are all lined up. We're going to go green coming out of turn number 4. Only our second caution of the night. We're just about halfway through this one. If you're unfamiliar with dirt style racing, caution laps do not count. So while we're parading around under here, these laps aren't counted towards a total of 50 laps. These gentlemen have enough fuel to make it to the end. That's not going to be a problem. Green flag is out. Tab Abear on that loud pedal. Colton Sapansky at David Merrick in third. Colton Sapansky's going to charge it hard. Michael Steele up on that high side looking to make some moves. Sneaking into the top 5. Here comes that 95 of Devin Smith. Sean Patrick, Justin Walbring. That 30 car Maris got a power move coming out of turn number 2. He's going to have the slight advantage going down into turn number 3. Crossover move at the line. Too close for me to call. Sends it off into turn number 1. He's going to steal the lead. Tab Aber trying to do a crossover move. Michael Steele down low trying to get underneath the 77 machine. David Sanford, lap 25, solidly in the lead. Tab Aber in second. 77 Colton Stepanski in third. Little trouble there. Michael Steele had to get up on the binders to get out of the back of them. Top 4 cars really close. At 30 Cardiff Sanford stepping out now. Worked his way from back to front. Started dead last after opting to take an end of the longest line penalty. And now he is up 10 positions all the way to first. Colton Stepanski, hard slide job in front of Tab Aber. Taking over second place. Tab does a crossover move, trying to get underneath him, going down the back straightaway. Michael Steele coming in. Oh, Tab Aber up into the wall. Michael Steele holds it down low. He's going to take over third. Aber might have some damage now. Doesn't look to affect him too much. Our leader's getting pretty stretched out now after that last restart. David Sanford in the lead. Colton Stepanski in second. Michael Steele in third. Tab Aber in fourth. Mr. Devin Smith in fifth. Justin Walbring in sixth. Sean Patrick in seventh. Logan Tackett, Scott Merrick, and Hunter Wellman in the pits. Everybody moved up to that top shelf now. And as I say that, the 77 dives down to the bottom on corner exit. Lap times have fallen off somewhat. Last lap, Colton Stepanski was the fastest. Colton Stepanski seems to be reeling in that number 30 car. They're starting to gap. Michael Steele in third. Colton closing the gap on that 30 car. David says his heart is racing, but so's his car, so you know, it's 16 laps to go. Half a second now is all that separates our leaders, and on a dirt track, that doesn't take much to change. One bad corner, and Stepanski could be all over the back bumper of that 30 car. Michael Steele holding on to third, Tab Aber in fourth. Jump on board with Colton Stepanski in that 77 machine. You can hear him working that throttle way off, now way back on. Oh, David way down low in that corner. That's going to allow Colton to close the gap even more. You see the mud splatter catching up on the screen here. Oh, bad corner by Colton. We don't see those too often. He does still close the gap, though. That's crazy. He is right on the back bumper of that number 30 car now. Sanford needs to stay focused and make sure he's hitting his marks. We are catching up to the lap car of Sean Patrick here. Patrick moves down low, lets the leaders fly on by. And David into that outside wall just ever so slightly. Coming to the stripe, it's going to be 10 laps to go for that number 30 car of David Sanford. That 77 of Colton Sapansky closing the gap. Ooh, hard into the outside wall for Colton Sapansky. He's going to lose a ton of ground. Michael Steele in third, starting to get a mirror full of Logan Tackett. Oh, sorry, Tab Abear. 9 laps to go. Here comes Colton Sapansky, hard charging down the back straightaway. Colton's going to cut it down low, trying to get some momentum. Tab Abear, damage done to that number 1 car. He's trying to keep it going and stay out of the way. We're going to have a challenge here for the lead by Colton Sapansky. 8 laps to go for David Sanford. Colton Sapansky running the wheels off that 77 machine. Side by side as they exit. 30 with an advantage going down the back straightaway. Oh, he's going to push hard up into the wall. Side by side down the front straightaway. I'm not sure who had it at the line. Sapansky has it in turn number 1. David's going to cross him over, coming out on the exit. Got a fender underneath of him, barely. He's going to send it going into turn number 3. Sapansky's going to steal it back, coming down the front straightaway. 5 laps to go. What a battle up front. Swapped the lead 3 times in that last lap. Sapansky with a little bit of a breather room now. Oh, the 30 gets up into the wall. Michael Steele running third. 30 looked like he's struggling now. He might have done some damage. Colton Sapansky now up to 1.5 minutes. A 1.5 seconds lead. 3 laps to go as they cross the stripe. David holding on to that thing for all he's got, trying to maintain his 2nd place over Michael Steele. Colton Sapansky now has put up 3-second lead. 2 to go for the 77 machine. Michael Steele running third in that number 5 car. Having a solid run tonight. David Sanford trying to hold on to 2nd. We are coming to the white flag for Colton Sapansky. White flag in the air. Next one will finish it. White flag lap tonight brought to you by the One to Go Show podcast. Check them out on Facebook and YouTube. Oh, the 26 is going to spin. White flag is in the air, though. This one's all over. Colton Sapansky, David Sanford, Michael Steele. All right. Bringing home that number 5 car in third tonight. Strong run by Mr. Michael Steele. Michael, you there? You got a copy, bud?
Yep, you got a copy?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sorry, I was on mute. My bad. Yeah, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Holy cow, what a fast track tonight.
Yeah, definitely was Port Royal. You never know what's going to happen. It just usually I hope for a little bit better for myself. It's one of my favorite tracks, but can't complain with the third, I guess.
No, it was a great race tonight. You guys did an awesome job.
Yeah, it was. It's just you always got to run the fence at a good portion of it towards the end, and just usually who can find the most grip up there and make the least mistakes of hitting the fence. Or hitting the fence too much, I guess, sometimes.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah, it was a fun night overall. Just aggravated with myself.
Oh, I get that. You were wheeling and dealing up front there for quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it just restarts. I felt like I was running a good pace behind Colton, running into seconds, and definitely not a track that I want to see cautions at, just because it can be so one lane dominant, and if you make the wrong lane choice one time, it can definitely screw you over. So yeah, it's a tough one. Hope for no cautions. I think if we could have just ran it green, I think we would have been in a great spot, but shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Well, coming into tonight, you were 21 points behind Scott Merrick. Scott finished dead last, I do believe, tonight. So you're going to jump up quite a bit in points. I think you're going to take over the lead, possibly.
Yeah, I if I take over the lead, that'll be insane. Would be great, but yeah, I mean, it's been a while since I won a championship. I'm starting to feel kind of like an old guy, so I may not win as many races, but I definitely want to be up there for the leading the points.
Heck yes, sir. Well, congratulations on finishing second. Who do you want to give a shout out to tonight?
As always, Marcy and Vivi. Vivi's being a little maniac over there. She started daycare. She's growing up way too fast.
Oh, man. Already in daycare? Holy cow.
Yeah, or she'll be 2 here in a couple months. It's insane. But them obviously for letting me have the time to race and to focus on this, and everything Marcy does as a wife, an amazing mother to our baby girl. My parents, teammates Logan, Sean, Ryan, all of them. All my awesome sponsors, Raw Staunton Racing, JJR, Steel Grafton Designs, obviously. Everybody who helps me out, you for the broadcast, you and Dean for everything y'all do for all the leagues and everything. I'm excited to get back to Monday nights here in a couple of weeks and be back to normal 2 nights a week. It feels like I'm missing something right now at the break.
Well, I did quick update the points. You did not take over the lead, but you closed that gap by half.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think that there'd be any way I'd make up 20 points, but I mean, making up any sort of gap is always good. Even I was frustrated at the race earlier and kind of how it went, and I know that you're out there in points and seeing the points afterwards. At least I made a little bit of a dent. I want to get back to winning championships besides the street stocks that I was winning on Wednesday nights.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, we are bringing back the dirt street stocks on Tuesday nights for next season. Maybe you can come kick my butt in that.
Yeah, I mean, I told Dean I would sign up for that at least and run that. Running street stocks with y'all has made me a little bit more of a fan of them. I wish they'd update the bodies, but I'm at least more of a fan of them and enjoy racing them a little bit more. So yeah, I'll definitely be there on Tuesday nights as much as I can.
All right, buddy. Well, you have a wonderful night, and we will catch you back next week.
Yes, sir. Have a good night, buddy.
Thank you. You too. All right. Going from last to first to second, we got that driver of that number 30 car, Mr. David Sanford.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Dude, hell of a job tonight.
I appreciate it. been a long time coming to finish a race, dude. I've just had so much bad luck. That felt so good.
I was getting a little nervous. Looked like you caught the wall there a couple times. I was afraid you might bust off a wheel.
Yeah, no, I even said, I put it on the mic, I said, my heart is pounding right now. I was just getting antsy and antsy. I was trying to run the top perfect because I knew Colton was coming. When I got around him on the outside the first time, I did not expect it. Sorry, my heart's still pounding. The first 15 laps before that, first 20, whatever it was, I was just putting behind him, just waiting for him to make a mistake. And I was like, I can't stay here for too long. Like, they're going to wreck and I'm going to get my shit tore up. Sorry. I'm going to get my stuff tore up.
You're fine. You're fine.
So I was like, okay, well, the bottom's not going to work. The middle's definitely not going to work. The worst thing I can do is tear the right rear off my car. So I just sent it. The first time it didn't really stick. And then I think it was the third time around coming off of 4, it just pinned. And I was like, oh, lead? I'll take it. And then, yeah, I just faded really early on.
Did you get a chance to look at what your right rear was at the end of that one?
No, I didn't want to exit yet. I'm going to look right now, actually. Let's see. Let's look together. My right rear is at 33.
Oof. Burn that thing up.
Yeah, it was gone. It was gone. I was driving my pants off. No, but in all seriousness, man, that was a blast. I've just been so mad just not being able to finish. But shout out to Colton. Shout out to you for putting this thing on, even though I've had bad luck. Shout out to Michael for making my paint. Shout out to everybody. That was a fun race. That was the one track I expected not to finish at.
Well, we're glad you did. You put on a heck of a show tonight.
Man, I appreciate it. I'm trying. I'm gonna keep trying.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you very much. We'll see you back next week.
All right, thank you.
All right, bringing home the win. That number 77 machine, Colton Sapansky.
Yep.
You had your work cut out for you tonight, buddy.
Yep. About like Knoxville last week, sweating. So, yeah, definitely. That was a really good battle with David. Holy hell.
So what was your right rear at?
40%.
There's the difference. His was at 30.
Yep. I was telling Michael and David and Scott hopped in there for a quick second too. I told them all. I said I don't know how I'm so good at saving tire, but I told David. I said the first half I'm putting around this track. Like when I'm running the bottom, the most I am is maybe 3/4 throttle, and that's on the straightaway. And so I just I'm trying to take it as easy as I can, go as slow as I can, and let Scott. I know he was really chomping at the bit to go out front, and look where that got him. So
yeah, he bit off a piece of that inside wall. He found out he didn't like it.
I did too, a little bit. I'm surprised my left front held up, but I was trying to use it like at the berm at Knoxville last week, and it didn't really like it. But no, I hate it for Scott. I was having a fun battle with him. I was having a blast, and hate that he got torn up. He would have been up there contending, so I hate it for him. But I'm glad David finally got a good race out of it. I kind of screwed him over at Lanier, and he said he hasn't finished a race every time he's hopped in with us. So I'm just glad he was able to not only compete for a win, but also finish it. So I'm happy for him with that.
He came from dead last.
Oh yeah, I know he had to work through a bunch of he had to work through the pack to get through. So that's another thing too. I know he had his work cut out for him, but he also played it smart, and he led some laps. So we had a good fight. That was a really fun fight. I haven't had sliders with anybody in a long time.
Yeah, I think you guys changed lead 4 or 5 times, not one lap.
I know, I was counting. I was just afraid that first time I threw the slider going into 1, I couldn't see where the wall was because the crossbar that goes in front of your face in these cars was blocking where the infield wall was. So I didn't know where to go. I was afraid I was going to get the wall and get him. So I stabbed the brakes real hard and just hoped that I was still able to clear him. And it worked out, but don't know how it does. Michael was asking me, I don't know how I can pull these out. I don't know how I'm saving so much tire. I don't know how I'm coming out on top in these races. I just like driving the car, I guess. I don't know.
Well, some days you make it look easy, that's for sure.
Well, hasn't been easy the past couple weeks. Everyone stepped up the game, and it's been a little bit since I've hopped on the sim other than last week. If I didn't have last week, I'd be way worse. So No idea. Just gonna take them as much as I possibly can because I know eventually it ain't gonna last forever. So just gonna try to enjoy it as much as I possibly can and keep it going.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before I cut you loose?
You guys for the league and for the broadcast, you guys do a hell of a job. It's always fun waking up the next morning before I go to work, watching the broadcast, just look at the race. All my sponsors, Highland Ridge Farm and Trucking, Highland Ridge Aviation, Tyler Fry Racing, Gibby's Plumbing Solutions, CZ Graphics, Garmin Industrial, Cloud County Co-op, Genesec Racing. Oh, heck, there's so many people. I'm having a huge brain fart right now. I don't know why. You know how bad I am at these interviews. But that's pretty much it for now. Unit Cattle, and yeah. Again, you guys for the broadcast. iRacing, Port Royal, and Tab Haybear. He's a good teammate of mine. He drove a hell of a race. I'm glad he was up there to lead some laps too. So he was spotting me in the heat race. Now spotting him and hate that he didn't have a good night. Hate that he broke. But all in all, it was a pretty good night for us. And Kern next week, I see.
Yes, sir. I think it'll be the first time officially for the league to go to Kern.
Yeah, I know we ran some mod race there a while back. It was fun when we ran there last time, but I know it's going to be pretty difficult with these newer guys. I know like with Scott, you know how, and Michael and just some of the guys in this league. I love how they want to jump up to the lead, but sometimes you got to be a little bit patient. You got to look further out than your air cleaner. So, not throwing any dirt on anyone. They're all doing great. These are all great drivers, but you just got to be patient. Kern's definitely going to be a patient track.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you very much, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Yes, sir. We'll see you.
All right, you have a wonderful night, and congratulations.
Thanks, buddy. You too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us here tonight from Port Royal. 2 cautions, crazy battle at the end. What a night. Thanks, everybody, for putting on such a good show, and thank you all for tuning in and watching. We will be live Tuesday night again for the Strange Brew Racing Legends Series. Come check us out.